Please click on the subscribe button so you get notified when the latest content drops. Now, let's kick it.
Um, Moving on to my other guy right here, Mr. Brandon Staley. Brandon Staley joins the San Francisco coaching staff as the new assistant head coach after Anthony Lynn left the role to become the running game coordinator and running backs coach for the Washington Commanders. Staley spent 3 years as the Chargers head coach, helping them reach the playoffs and finishing with a 10-7 record in his second year as head coach. Prior to joining the Chargers, he spent 1 year as a DC for the LA Rams, where he helped them lead the league in total points and yards allowed, and was also the outside linebackers coach for the Broncos in 2019 and Bears in 2017 and 18. Prior to the NFL, he had spent 10 years coaching in college in a numerous amount of defensive coaching roles. Guys, Brandon Staley, when I heard he was hired, or when I heard he was being interviewed for the defensive coordinator position, I was not ecstatic. I was worried. I did not think he was the right fit. Part of the reason why I think he had success with the Rams the 1 year he was their defensive coordinator was because it was still essentially Wade Phillips guys, some of Wade Phillips systems, and he literally just gave a new perspective, a new mindset to it. And he was a very hot candidate just after that 1 year of success. He didn't necessarily have a second year to prove that that defense was legit or that that defense was him. He got hired to be the head coach of the Chargers the following year. With the Chargers, he was very, I'll be honest, like he was very disappointing with the talent that he had, the weapons, because we're not gonna act like Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Jason or Jordan. I think either Jason or Jordan Palmer. They're the other wide receiver that they have, Austin Eckler. Those guys are talented. That is elite talent, and they should have done more. They should have done way more, especially if you got Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack on the other side. I think you also have Derwin James. They have a lot of they have a lot of names and a lot of players that I personally believe have had their potential wasted with the sublime coaching that they've had from Brandon Staley. And him coming to the Niners, I feel like it's good for his career. And I think it's also funny because uh Brandon Staley replaced Anthony Lynn on the Chargers, and now he's replacing Anthony Lynn on the 49ers. He's the assistant head coach, so he's going to assist Kyle on, I believe, day-to-day meetings, and he'll assist Eric Sorensen on the defensive side. But I honestly, I have more faith and more belief in Eric Sorensen's ability to analyze and to build a defense than I do in Brandon Staley, because Sorensen has 21 years of actual NFL experience. He's been to Super Bowls, he's been to multiple NFC Championship games. He's seen what a winning culture is like. He's dealt with elite talent and been able to get the most out of the talent that he's had. And I'm honestly excited for Nick Sorensen. And I think Brandon Staley, as long as he is not the defensive coordinator and he is assisting, he is legitimately assisting Sorensen when it comes to some defensive play calling, getting all the information around. I think our defense next year is going to be great with these two guys. If Brandon Staley was the defensive coordinator, on the other hand, I would be worried because as the head coach of the Chargers, the defense last year, they did not want to play for him. You didn't hear a lot of positive things coming from the Chargers, and essentially those players gave up. I believe the 49ers, the guys, because they've had Swanson in that locker room for essentially 3 years now, going on to four, um, or no, 2 years going on to three now, and the third year he's now the defensive coordinator. I think we're gonna see a great improvement on the 49ers defense. And guys, I'm excited. We going bang bang Niner gang. And especially with all the free agent talent, we also hired Mike Lombardi on the 49ers staff. Our coaching staff, it is cycling out. We have lost coaches, but we are bringing in good coaches, and I think Kyle is going to be able to elevate. You got to trust Kyle to get the most out of his coaches. A lot of the people from his coaching tree have gone on to get roles someplace else, and I think I think we're going to be fine from a coaching perspective next year. I would love it if we pick up one of the many running backs that are available in the free agency market to pair with Christian McCaffrey in the backfield. That way we can have a three-headed monster between Debo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey, and a third, maybe Saquon, maybe Derrick Henry, maybe Austin Eckler. Who knows? But if we have a three-headed monster in the backfield rather than the two that we have, who we know Christian did everything in his power to battle not having injuries this year. I don't know if he can sustain that next year. And Debo, he's very injury prone because of his level of physicality. So if we can get another back, if we can get one more back in the backfield, I trust Kittle is still going to be good next year. I also trust Brandon Ayuk is going to be back next year. We're going to re-sign them, and we definitely need another defensive lineman, maybe another linebacker because Dre Greenlaw is injury prone. I hate to say it, Dre Greenlaw is injury prone. He is great at what he does when he is on the field, but he is injury prone. And we are also coming up on the last couple years of Ambry and Diamador Lenore's contract. So if Sammy Womack finally took a step forward, now would be the time to play him. If not, we got to start looking for cornerbacks in the draft or to pair up with Chardavius Ward, Diamador Lenore, specifically in the nickel cornerback position. I think Ambry is great, but I don't know if they're going to re-sign him. But yeah, guys, those are my thoughts. I'm so excited that we have Nick Swanson as our defensive coordinator after doing my research and finding out more about him.